Hey gorgeous, what's good? It's your girl Choreo here, and I help working professional women to feel more confident and stronger through my personalized workouts. Now, I have been doing a 100-day fitness challenge, and this is really my intention behind this is to help you to feel emotionally independent because you now know that you're stronger physically, and it takes mental strength and discipline in order to get that physical strength. So at the end of this 100-day fitness challenge, I'm hoping to build an army of stronger, more powerful, more courageous women of all shapes, sizes, and age groups. So this is day 12. Happy New Year to you. If you're just joining us, you have got some catching up to do, babes. Today we are going to be doing barbell hip thrusts. Now, if you were here yesterday, you would see that I had done squats. I had also modified the exercises so that you could use either your dumbbells, resistance loops, or resistance tubes, or simply body weight. And I'm going to do the same thing for this here because I know not everybody has barbell at home. I only recently got this. Big ups to my mom, who is my angel investor, who gave me her old set of weights. I can't believe she still had them in store. And I brought them from being just rusty and just lots of time in the rain. So just looking like the beauty that they are now, restoring them to their former glory. Thank you, mommy, so much. I really appreciate this. Some people give their kids cars and houses and land, but you've given me the tools that I need to continue to make a successful life. So thank you so much, mommy, and big up to all the great mothers out there. All right. So as I was saying, barbell hip thrust. Now you have lots of different ways of doing this. Today we're doing a barbell hip thrust B stance position. And what does that mean? Simply, you're going to have one leg bent, the other one is going to be extended. So essentially, what you're doing is a single leg hip thrust with a bit of help from the other side. This is particularly helpful if, for example, you're doing heavy lifting, which some of us get into sometimes. I'm going to show you how to do this first and foremost with the tools that you'll need, by the way, are you will need a chair. If you have a barbell, you can use a barbell. If you have dumbbells, you can use dumbbells. Okay. I have this itty bitty dumbbell right here. I'll show you how to do this with that one. But first, let me show you how to do it with the resistance loop. So, based on the joint that we're going to be working, it's the hip joint because that's where the glutes are attached to. We're going to put the band above the knee. Okay, and if it's too far, it's not going to be very effective for all the way up here. So you're going to get to the chair. You're going to bring your body down to about halfway at your back. I've put this towel folded here to protect my back. If you have a sensitive back and you need to put, for example, a cushion behind you, go ahead and do so. If you have your sofa and you're okay with sweating up your sofa, girl, go ahead and do it on your sofa. So I kick my barbell away to make some space, and I'm going to have the front leg out and one knee bent, and I'm going to just simply dip my body down and I'm going to extend up. Dip my body down, extend up. So the majority of the weight is being lifted by this hip, but because that one is planted into the floor, I'm getting a little teeny bit of help from it, but not much, not much. So it's down. So it's a lot easier than doing one leg down and up, down and up. This way you have a little bit of a tripod per se to give you a little bit of assistance. Okay, and the other leg would simply be here, down and up, down and up. Now, there are slight differences in effectiveness simply because of slight differences in the ways our anatomies are set up. If, for example, you're doing the hip thrust exactly like me, you're not really feeling much of a difference, you're not feeling it in the glutes, maybe you might need to try different foot positions. One of the most common switch ups that persons do, especially my clients, is I will ask them, okay, bring the legs, the feet a little bit farther away from the buttocks. Are you feeling it more in your glutes now? If they say no, all right, maybe that's not it. Bring the legs, the feet slightly back towards your butt. Do it again. Are you feeling it? If yes, continue that way. If no, the other way, third way, turn the legs out slightly, especially from the hip, and try it again. Are you feeling it there? If you're feeling more glutes in that position, then that's the position that you want to keep for your unique anatomy. So we're gonna now show you how to do this with a dumbbell. All right. And I have this itty bitty dumbbell. But for the sake of this video, let me load up one dumbbell for you. All right. So I've got, let me show you how to do this. So I'm going to use this dumbbell. 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 I'm going to all this material here. So I just load it up. I just put like a 2 kg. Now, for this workout, I really do would love for you to be working at least moderate intensity. Um, Moderate intensity is a good place to be. And moderate intensity for you is not the same as your auntie, your uncle. Moderate intensity is subjective. Light intensity is subjective. So, what, for example, if I say I'm lifting, what's this, 4 kilograms dumbbell right now, and I say, oh, this is heavy for me. Maybe for you, it might be very light. And so you need to increase that weight until it's moderate intensity. All right. So there I have my 4 kg. You can use the dumbbell straight across the hips. Remember, for those of us who were here yesterday, it's always good to pad yourself, especially if you have sensitive skin. Put something across so that you don't bruise or be left with any blue and black on your skin. Sometimes when you get into a workout situation where everybody's testosterone is high, men and women included, people like to throw little silly remarks that, you're not a real lifter if you're using sponges and all these things. But tell you what, everybody goes to the gym for a different reason. Some people go there for aesthetics and beauty and feeling sexy and like a sexual individual. Other people go there to feel like a wildebeest. And you know what? If you want to feel like a wildebeest and come out to the gym looking like a Dalmatian, that's up to you. But don't try to make other people feel that they're not doing hard work because they don't want to look like a wildebeest when they leave the gym. All right, I've got that off of my chest. Happy New Year to you. So, so here we go. So I've got this on my hips. It's right over my hips. You can ask questions below here. If I see it before you're doing the workout, great. But if not, wait until I respond and then you go ahead. And then from here, it's the same stats. Same thing, babies. Okay? And I go to the other side, same thing. Okay? You want to keep it either in the center. Some people will keep the one weight onto the side. And again, it really depends on how heavy the weight is. If it's very heavy, you may want to keep it in the center. If it's light or moderate, then you can keep it on one hip. And if it's very heavy, you can keep it on the one hip. By all means, go ahead and do what works and you can tolerate while maintaining good form. Now, what I would need you to understand is that though it may look like me like a cock bottom, it may look like I'm doing a super arch. I don't want you to be arching and come up arch. I want you to look at my body, keep my upper body solid. My hips are going down, my upper body comes up, and then I extend. My upper body comes forward, and then I extend. You see, so I'm not doing this. All right, this is not Juve Friday night. We find one good man we like, and you want joke on him on the ground, act like you don't murder have trip it there, yeah. This is not that. And then I'm gonna now step out. Whew. Okay. Now, if you're not strong enough, you need to ensure that you either get assistance or you don't load the barbell all the way up if you're by yourself. Okay? I do this shit all the time. I'm used to it. So here we go. 20 on each side. 3, 2, 1. Dipping down. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, so we're just gonna go to the opposite side. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 20 reps each side. Good child. All right. I am getting ready to get into it. So I roll as much as I can. And I'm going to try a different method. I'm going to lift the barbell up so it's already in, so I have less movements when I have the weight engaged on my body. I'm going to lift, shoot the shoulder blades back, dip the bum, and I pull up, sit. Now, you want to be very careful. Each time you try this, make sure somebody knows you're working out. Make sure you are confident 100%. So if you're going to do it and you don't feel 100% confident, babies, leave it alone, right? Whew. So, come on. Everybody want to be involved. 2 and 1. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 20. On the side. Adjust. 1. Okay. Whew. Whew. An interesting thing starts to happen. Sometimes when you lift one weight on one side, the opposite side, if it is weaker, it'll start to compensate by twisting the body. And so the struggle tends to be keeping your body in line, in alignment. Okay? Then I'm going to lean forward, just like I teach you, set up, shoulder blades back, down into your back pockets. Of course, this is the same setup for any equipment that you're using. It's just that it's more standardized and it's a lot more crucial when you're lifting extremely heavy weight like a barbell. So let's get into it, babes. Drop my hips like I'm going to do a hip deadlift. Here, squeeze back. And I lift it onto my body. And my chair is in the way. It's in the correct place. Then I'm gonna slowly ensure that I am even on both sides. Let's get it, babes. Now we're coming down, keeping that crook in the hip so that the weight doesn't fall down. One leg is forward, one leg is back. Here we go. Down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and my chair is sliding back again. So I may have to set up properly again. So this chair keeps sliding back. So as I said, sometimes when you work out at home or even in the gym, you really just need to, it's trial and error. So I just did this side, so I need to do my right side for that third round. So I'm gonna try to ensure it doesn't slide backwards. Okay, so here we go. Get into that deadlift stance. Shoulder blades back, hips down. Oh, not the most perfect deadlift technique, but we gotta get it up somehow. All right, so we were at right side for 20. There we go. I'm at the midsection of my back, extending my left leg. There we go. And one, two, 16, 19, 20. All right. Okay. So, whew. So we've got one more round to go. And then we're going to move on to finishing of this 12th day of the 100-day fitness challenge. Things really are getting a lot harder. So we started off with some core. Then we went into some upper body, lower body. Now we're getting into single exercises. So right away you can see the more strenuous activity, the longer the time will take. And so if you are, for example, one of my personal training clients, you'd realize that the heavier we get, is the shorter the sessions, the longer the sessions may become. So for example, we'd have to do like an extra 15 minutes just so that you can finish. That's not always possible, especially on days when I have back-to-back clients, but oftentimes the 1 hour session is not enough, right? Because when you go heavier, like when you're lifting heavy weight, the body needs time to rest. And for example, I'm using my watch here, and I am using the timer or the heart rate as my indicator as to whether or not I'm rested enough. Once that heart rate falls to 100 or a little bit below 100, then I'm ready to go again. So it's now at 105. I am waiting a little bit. The setup felt a little bit more, a lot more secure with the chair against the wall, so it's not sliding all over the place. So if you are at home and you're going to be doing anything like a barbell hip thrust or if it's two leg hip thrust or a dumbbell hip thrust and using a chair, it's best to put the chair against the wall because you'll be sliding all over the place. In my case, I have puzzle mats against a very smooth tile, and so it's not the most ideal. And so I've had to modify this little puzzle, right? So to suit my workout and to make it a lot more safer for myself. So now I'm at 100 beats per minute in terms of heart rate. So I'm going to go for my final round of single leg hip thrusts. And we're going to make this last round the best round. Okay? So here we go. I set up here, put my pillow across my waistline. I'm going to go down, shoulder blades back, down with the bum, lifting with the leg. Big breath in. And there we go. Here, sitting down. A lot easier said than done. I'm gonna make this the last one, the great one. So here we go, girls. Keep that crook in the hip so the weight doesn't slide off. Left leg is out. My right leg is extended. Here we go. Whew. Right away, my legs are sliding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 2, 1. Switch it out. Here we go. Whew. 1. Better position. 20. Whew. All right. Whew. All right. And if you completed all 4 rounds of single leg hip thrust and you're feeling like me and you want to jump onto more virtual live classes with the CrossFit community, click the link here. Join my bootcamp. We start on Monday, January 6th. The link will be here and in the caption. We work out for 1 hour each session. The equipment and the exercise intensities will vary to accommodate all persons in the class. So ensure you sign up early. Ask me all the questions you want in the comments below. See you live next week, Monday. Happy New Year, babes.